Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of GrownMannerisms. I'm your host, John. Today's episode, I want to start with a quote. And that quote is, regression plus reflection can lead to new growth. And first of all, let me say that the things I discuss in this podcast are not all things that I've mastered. Some of these things I have mastered, and some of these things I still struggle with. So I'm never coming from a place of arrogance or thinking I'm better than anyone. These are all things that I have humbled myself, or have humbled me, I should say. And because of that, I never look down on people. I've never judged anybody from any situation because I've been through a lot. Obviously, I haven't experienced everything in life, but I've experienced enough to know that I can never judge anyone by what they're going through. So when we think about regression, first of all, let's understand none of us want to regress. None of us want to go backwards. None of us want to lose any type of strides or achievements we made and slide back into a lower version of ourselves. But we understand that life is fluid. And I mean, life ebbs and flows. There's ebbs and flows to life. You can never plan for every eventuality. Perfection will never happen. And perfection is something that I've always been obsessed with. I've always tried to be perfect. I remember every mistake I've ever made in my life, and I hold myself accountable for them. And I was always beating myself up for them. And that was always kept me operating at a low vibratory state. So even though I would beat myself up, the beautiful part of my mind is that it always allowed me to reflect, and I reflect on everything. And I'm an optimist, so I see a silver lining in everything. So even though I may wish a situation did not happen, when it happens, I look for. Sometimes I've searched, like it gotta be a reason why this happened. So I'll find anything to learn from it. Sometimes it just be like, there's nothing there. I just messed up, but I look until I find something that, okay, if I wouldn't have done this, then I wouldn't have met this person, or been in this place at this time, or learned this at this particular moment, whatever it may be. So reflection is key. And when we trying to grow and you reflect on things, you can't just stop at the beginning. That's a mistake that I have made. I focus on that first emotion that I might have felt was wrong. So, or that action, that emotion caused. But what you got to do is get back to that first emotion. That first emotion that started the motion of emotions. You know what I'm saying? There's always one root. You know what I mean? So let me give an example. Let's say you're in a relationship with someone, or better yet, you have a crush on someone. Let's focus on the crush with someone. So let's say they do something, or they're not giving you the attention or affection that you want from them, and you're mad. And you can just focus on the anger. You can just say, you know what? I ain't got no reason to be mad. I ain't gonna let that bother me. That's sweat off my back. You know what I mean? So you'll be proud of yourself, because you just kind of you know what? I got over it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't act on it. But what happens is, by just focus on that one emotion, you might have succeeded in that situation, but another situation similarly, or maybe a totally different situation can come about, and maybe you'll react in anger again. So that is something that I'm guilty of. And what I had to realize is that to be reflective, you have to ask yourself layering questions. Layering questions go like this. Same situation. You're mad at this person. Why are you mad? Because I'm jealous. Why am I jealous? Because I love this person. Why does your love or lust or affection for this person, why does it mean that they're bound to you? Or why does it make you so upset? Because I have all this passion inside of me, or love inside of me, and I haven't had the chance to express it to them yet. So why do you have to express it now? Be patient. And it's like, I can't be patient. Why? Because I have to get it out while I feel it, because if I don't, I'm going to lose my opportunity. why do you feel like you're going to lose your opportunity? Because everybody that I love, or everybody that loves, say they love me, ends up leaving. That's the key. You get what I'm saying? So you went through, asked yourself several layering questions, and the last answer was that everybody I love or that loves me always leaves. So that's what you need to fix. That's what you need to, well, I'm trying to get away from the word fix. A friend of mine recently said that you don't want to always see yourself as broken, because when you see yourself as broken, there's a hopelessness attached to being broken, and you react and continue to keep yourself low because you think there's no hope. You know what I mean? Pretty much, that's pretty self-explanatory. So you don't want to say fix. You want to elevate and adjust. So if you elevate and adjust to that first emotion, which is everybody I love leaves, and you fix that, don't start at the top, start at the bottom. Now, if you work on that and understand why you do that and get rid of that problem, now you know everybody you love or that loves you won't leave. Now you're not impatient in a rush to release this passion that you feel, because you know you got time, because you love, and once you know you have time, now you're secure in your love for that person. Once you're secure in your love for that person, because you have time to express it, and you know they're not going to leave, now you're not as jealous because you're secure. And once you're secure and you're not jealous, now you have no reason to be mad. You get what I'm saying? So once you worked on the bottom emotion, it flowed up and eliminated all the emotions over top of it. But if you had started at the top, you would have got rid of one, but still left the others because they were unaddressed and unaccounted for. Now, I'm not saying it's simple. It's a simple answer, but a very intricate and, hard conclusion to come to. Why? Because first, everybody's not reflective. So first, you got to be reflective, but that's not it. Because after you be reflective, you have to be honest with yourself about what it is you see. So it's reflection number one, honesty number two, but you still ain't done. Third is applying it, application of it to your life and the situation. And then you think, okay, I reflected on it, I was honest about it, and I applied it. I'm Gucci. That was me most of the time. At different stages. At first I reflected, then I was honest, and then I realized, oh, now I gotta apply it. Then after I applied it, that's not it. Nope. Practice. Best practices require practice. Because if you apply it once, but you don't continuously do it, then you will always forget to react. All the tools that we use to help ourselves in situations, sometimes they're not available. All my tattoos represent something to me. They all have a meaning. Some of them is about balance. Some of them is about moving in love. Some of them about patience. Some of them is about, just how I should carry myself as a disciple, as a king, as a father. There are all these things. But when something pop off, I don't look down at my arms and be like, or look at my chest and be like, oh yeah, I need to chill and have balance. No. I don't stop and pray when something happens. I don't have time to meditate when something happens. You get what I'm saying? So no matter what your tools are that you use, without practicing your best practices in the moment, you'll still react. But once you practice your best practices, then it becomes second nature. And when it becomes second nature, you do it without a thought. You get what I'm saying? And so, everything obviously starts with your mind and your heart. However, you can have a clear mind, you can have a good heart, but if you don't know what to say out your mouth, none of that matters. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can talk a good game, but you still got to play the game. And this game of life, if you want to call life a game, then sometimes if you speak it first, like let's say you cannot believe something, you cannot feel something. But if you always say the right things, if you say the right things, if you say uplifting things, if you say positive things, if you say, you know, reminders to yourself, that'll become your first, like, we all habitual speakers. We say, how many of us, I know a lot of y'all out there, because I know I do it, you say the same phrase like a bunch of times. Like it's like your thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, something happened, you just have something that you just automatically say regardless of thinking about it, because it's your habit now to say it. So once you do that with positive thoughts and you start it with your speech, now your brain is pre-programmed to say the good things. And because you started saying it first, now that's all you think about, because you want to be what you say. You want to do what you say. You want your actions to match your verbs, your verbiage. You know what I'm saying? And then once you're saying it all the time, now you're thinking it all the time, you'll start feeling it, because you believe in, I'm assuming you believe in yourself and you believe in what you say, and it becomes a domino effect. And now you're moving in the positive zone and the positive atmosphere that you want. And it'll become second nature to you. And that's all we want, man. And you know, this was a very impromptu episode, because, you know, if anybody watched episode 1, and if you haven't, you know, I encourage you to check it out. There's a part 2 to that episode, and that was supposed to be recorded first, but just because of the realization or growth that's come to me in the last few days with this particular subject, I decided that I wanted to record this real quick by myself and just kind of, you know, not only have did I regress in the situation, I reflected on it, and I finally got to the core root of what my struggle is. And I resigned not resigned myself, that was completely the wrong word. I reminded myself and said to myself that I need to stop trying to be the man I want to be and just be it. You get what I'm saying? Like, we all take steps and be like, all right, I'm going to take this away, and then slowly make baby steps to the person we want to be. Yeah. I've been working on the person I wanted to be for a long time, because I've been messing up for a long time. I've lived in a cycle, a roller coaster of drama, trauma, and, you know, bad decisions and bad choices and bad actions, reactions, whatever you want to say, negative thought. I've lived in that cycle too long. So it's time to stop. It's time to stop trying to be the man that I see myself being, and just be that man. And the only way I can be that man is through reflection, honesty, application, and practice. And that's how I want to end today's episode. It's November 2nd. We all know that tomorrow is November 3rd. Maybe I'll be releasing this episode tomorrow, maybe the day after. But hopefully, by the time I release this episode, we have a new leader of this country. Because in that case, that would apply to this episode as well, because we have regressed for 4 years. So hopefully now we can be in the reflective stage of that 4 years and grow from it now. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully regression is over, and starting in, I don't know when it gets sworn in January, but, you know, hopefully then we'll be in the reflective stage, and then, you know, moving forward from 2021 to 2025, we can all grow and grow together as a country, grow together as a community, and grow together as individuals. Because it first starts with yourself before you can project it outward to anyone.